Settle in. Get your blocks. Get your stuff. Yep, let it all go. Palms facing open. Take a big breath in. Exhale it all out. Yeah, exactly. Wow, it's like a mother load in here. Yeah, mother load. Feel your lower back spread. Close your eyes, guys. Just let yourself just drop in. This stuff really works. So just commit to being here for the next hour, and I will 100% guarantee you will feel better than you do right now. Okay? At any point during the practice, you can take a break. Please do. Listen to what your body is telling you. It's generally a pretty good guide. 3 more breaths. Good. Blink your eyes open. Take your feet flat to the floor like a little mountain, like you're going into a little bridge. Yep. Knees straight up. Reach your arms forward towards the front of the room. Keep your feet down for a beat. Keep feet down. Back of the shoulders and head lift up. So now when you do isometric core work in here, we don't lift through our neck. Our neck stays neutral to keep everything aligned. The lower back spreads, your lower back belly pulls into the back of the spine. So keep the lift to the back of the shoulders, keep your neck neutral. Hands could always come behind the head. That's perfect if it's too much. Now, the legs are going to lift on any angle that works for you. I like, forward a little, like a little V, and the knees can have a little soft bend if you need to. So you just kind of, modify as you go here. The eyes of the shoulders continuously lift and the lower back spreads. You're going to rebend the legs, take the feet back down to the floor. You're going to lift yourself up higher. Exhale the breath, you'll let it go. So it's like that. Let the head go down, relax, and then we go again. So they're amended both. So feet stay down. Let me guide you. Feet stay down. Eyes of the shoulders lift. Arms reach forward. Pause. We have a tendency of doing these too fast, and then it kind of defeats the purpose. Lift your legs up on an angle, anything that works for you. More straight up is going to be less jarring on the back. Yep. Eyes of the shoulders stay lifted. So you're like in a little low boat. Rebend the legs, get the feet back down to the floor. Lift higher. There you go. Exhale the breath, let it go. Try and move on the breath. Lift the back of the shoulders up, reach your arms forward. Just start with that. Everything in segments. It's like baking. I don't know about you, but I just want to get to the end where everything's in the bowl. Right. Lift your legs up on an angle. Keep the lift of the shoulders. Keep your lower back spreading. Keep your breath flowing. Rebend your legs. Feet go flat to the floor. Lift higher. Exhale the breath. Let it go. Yeah, I'm going to speak to you in French. Haha, not really. Lift yourself up. My French never works when I'm in Paris. It's like when I get home, I'm like, oh, lift your legs up on an angle. Rebend the legs, get the feet flat to the floor, lift higher. Exhale the breath, let it go. 2 more. Lift yourself up. Lift your legs on an angle. Rebend the legs, get the feet flush, lift higher. Nice, Nikki. Exhale the breath, let it go. Again, lift yourself up. Lift your legs on an angle. Rebend the legs, get the feet flat, lift higher. Exhale the breath, let it go. Good. So now you'll lift yourself up like this, and you just come actually to a seated position, have the feet flat, temp the fingertips like this. Okay. Eyes of the shoulders lift just like this. And then you're going to lift your legs up. Good. Good. So amended boat now with the fingertips kind of clawing the ground. Now you're going to find that sweet spot. So you're nodding your low back. Knees can have a little bend if it's too aggressive. Legs can be straight if you got more power and flexibility this morning. No judgment, I promise. Good. Take the feet flat to the floor. Palms go flat. You're going to lift up to a little reverse tabletop. I'd recommend keeping the neck neutral. Yep. Lower the seat, claw the mat, lift the legs on any angle that works for you. If you can go straight, that's great. Don't worry about it. Rebend the legs, feet go flat, lift up, reverse tabletop. Move on the breath, lower the seat, lift the legs. Rebend, lift up. 2 more. Lower the seat, lift the legs. Rebend the legs, lift the tailbone. 1 more, lower the seat, lift the legs. Rebend, feet go flat, reverse tabletop. Lower the seat, lift the legs, bend the knees, hands behind the head. Now, lower your lower back so you're like this. Now, eyes the shoulders lift. Rebend that right leg like you're running in place. Re-straighten the right leg to meet the left. Bend the left leg, hello, and extend it forward. Go like that. Forward, eyes the shoulders lift. Forward, for 5. Reach forward, for 4. For 3. You got it, it's in the bag. For 2. 1 more. Each side, keep it even. Reach the arms forward, boat Navasana. That was ugly. Cross the ankles, step to a tabletop. Yep. Give it to you. Okay, so extend the right leg straight back before the break. There's no break. Yeah, what break are you talking about? I mean, the Drake concert I'm about to attend this evening is far from a break. Bring your weight forward, lower halfway supported push up with your left knee down. Don't dump your shoulders, Beth. That's it. Re-straighten your arms. Bend your right leg and the left leg back. Halfway to a supported push up. Don't dump the shoulders. Less is more. Re-straighten your arms. Bend the left knee to the ground. Straighten the right leg out. You got it. Bring your weight a smidge forward, guys, and then lower halfway. Pause here. Too low, Jody. Straighten your arms. Rebend that right knee so you're in a tabletop. Extend the left leg back. Curl the toes into the mat. Bring your weight forward a smidgen, then lower halfway. Less is more because if your shoulders are dumping, you're defeating the purpose. There you go. Re-straighten your arms. Left knee to the ground. 1 more time each side. Right leg back. Weight forward. Halfway to a supported push-up. So it's like a one-legged push-up. There you go. Lift back up. Lower the right knee back to tabletop. Extend the left leg back. Bring your weight forward a smidgen and then lower halfway to that push-up. Shoulders don't dump, Linda. Re-straighten your arms. Plank position now. Plank position. Soften your elbows. Bring your weight forward. Slow your breath. You can always modify. Your knees can drop. Lengthen the tailbone. Lead a little with your heart. Hips go up and back, down dog. Find your down dog. You could pedal your legs out a little. I do think the Paris Olympics is going to be beautiful because it's such a pretty city and the way that they're going to do it. It's just going to be beautiful. It's already looking beautiful. Maybe we should go back. Spread your palms wide. Outer triceps grip. Good, like an ocean wave, roll forward plank in one sweet motion, plank position. Yeah, and if your dog to plank didn't work out for you, like you feel like it's a little off, just adjust it. Now, if you need to support, drop your knees halfway to a push-up that works for you. You need to support. Remember, less is more. Don't go too deep. More weight forward, Jewel. There you go. Re-straighten your arms, plank. Hips go up and back, downward facing dog. Breathe your right leg up and back. If you're in the back row, just be mindful of objects like wood shelves. Lift from your inner thigh. Don't open your hip. Flex your right foot strong. Come forward. Hug your right knee towards your navel. Give it a good little squeeze. Arms are straight up and down. So if this is not great on your low back, you can keep your hips up a little bit higher. Look forward with your eyes. Step your right foot forward and through into a low lunge. Drop your back knee down on an angle. Yep. Be on your fingertips. So that back left thigh is on an angle. That's your psoas. That's your walking muscles. Getting a nice opening here so we can continue to walk up and down the steps as we age. Walk your hands onto the top of the thigh knee area. Pause. And then creep your hands up towards the sky for supported lunge. Now, when you get to the supported lunge, you pay attention. How does my back feel? What's going on? Do I want to give a little bit more weight forward? I want to kind of adjust and shift back a little. You pick. Top of that left foot could be down on the ground. Your toes could also be curled into the mat. There's no right or wrong. Your breath is flowing. Your shoulders are softening down your back. And you're just here. Right knee tracks over right ankle. Hands to frame your front foot, pause. Left fingertips going to stay down. Back, left knee is going to lift up off the ground, and you're going to start to peel open into an easy twist from the ground up. A block underneath your left hand is great if you feel like your shoulder is rolling in a little. You can also come to the fingertips or tent the hand or knuckle the hand into the blocker mat. Now, when you twist, look sideways, look up. Don't go so aggressive. There's no contest, at least not here. Grip your right hip in. Fire up that back leg. Right hand comes down to frame your right foot. Hug your right knee back in. Scoop it up towards the center line like you got in. Re-extend your right leg up and back to a three-legged down dog. This time, look forward in between your hands and step your right foot all the way forward and through. Turn your back foot on a sharp angle and let's rise together, warrior one. The back leg trumps the pose, so feel the support of it. Steer the left ribs forward. Yeah, so if you got a little glimpse of yourself in the mirror, you do want to see your left hip kind of moving forward. A lot of times that comes from the back foot. You have to steer it a little bit more forward to get that left side of the body to move with you. If your lower back feels tight, you can pitch forward a little, that's fine. Just settle in. Hands to frame your front foot, plank position. When you hit this plank, lower halfway to a push-up and pause. If you can't hold the push-up, you drop your knees and you support. Drag yourself to an up dog or baby cobra. I don't know how your back feels, so you pick what works best. Good. Hips go up and back, downward facing dog. The biggest thing is that we rush, especially during the beginning. So just slow yourself down as hard as it is. Breathe your left leg up and back, three-legged down dog. Lift from your inner thigh. Feel. Come forward, hug your left knee towards your navel, scoop it and squeeze it. That sounds like I don't know, some sort of advertisement for something. Scoop it and squeeze it. Look forward and let's step the left foot forward and through. Drop the back knee on an angle, pause. You're not in a rush, you're not in a rush. We'll keep saying it. Good. Slide your hands to the top of the knee thigh area, pause. And then start to creep your arms up towards the sky, supported lunge. So you get to this side and you check in. Maybe you give a little more of kind of bringing your hips a little bit more forward. Maybe you got to pull back a little. You pick. Neck is neutral though, Linda, don't drop your neck back. You'll thank me in 20 years. Your breath is flowing. You're quieting your mind. Hands to frame your front foot. Right fingertips tent, maybe a block underneath that hand. Right knee lifts up off the ground. And you begin to peel open into an easy twist. Watch that your right shoulder isn't steering in, a scissoring of your inner thighs, and activation of your breath. Your left hip doesn't want to wing out too much. Grip it in. Your shoulder blades slide down the back. That was good, Amy. Nice, Danielle. Left hand to frame your front foot, pause. From here, you hug your left knee in, you activate, arms are straight up and down. Re-extend the left leg up and back, three-legged down dog, we pause. Look forward, step your left foot all the way forward and through. Anchor your back right foot and rise to your first warrior. So as you land and you come up, you want to feel the blade of your back right foot really anchored. Your right rib steer forward. Your left hip grips in. And finding that moment that you're just breathing, holding, and being present. Easier said than done. Hands to frame your front foot, plank. When you hit your plank, lower halfway down to your push-up. The up dog is smooth. You may be choosing a different back bend. That is fine. Baby cobra is great. Hips go up and back, downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in. Take a full breath out. You got it. Look to the top of the mat. Step your feet there this morning, even if you're feeling spunky. Long spine right here. Feet can be a little separated, totally fine. Exhale, fold. Sit into your first chair pose. Weight into your heels. Shoulders drop down the back. So maybe your shoulders feel tight this morning. Your arms need to be a little wider or a little more cactusy. You pick what works. Shoot up to stand up. Drag it to prayer, drop your arms. All right, not so bad. Arms go straight up towards the sky. heavy in the heels for chair. It's just a mindset. So give yourself the opportunity to just move and breathe, and you're good. Dive over bent knees, forward fold. Long spine to set you up. You can step to plank. Maybe you're feeling like you've had enough coffee that you can jump. That's fine. You pull through the up dog. Once you lower through your push-up, you got it. Hips go up and back, down dog. So most of you are professional yogis. You know what your body needs. If you need to add push-ups, take them out. Add anything else, you just do it. Activate your arms. Look where you want to go. Step or float to the top of the mat. We'll add on in a second. Long spine to prepare. Exhale to fold. Sit into that chair. Weight moves into your heels. Shoot up to stand up. Drag it to prayer. Okay, we got that part. Now we add. Arms go straight up towards the sky. Weight into the heels. Chair pose. Sit way back. Now dive over bent knees, forward fold. Let your head go. Long spine to prepare. Step or float through your vinyasa. The up dog is very smooth. Press even through the hands and the tops of the feet. Hips go up and back, down dog. Now with a little energy, right foot's gonna land and the back foot's gonna turn. We anchor and rise for first warrior, warrior one. We bring it back down to the floor to our plank position. You're moving almost like at a 3 count if that's possible. Most of us, that's impossible. Downward facing dog is where we meet. The left foot lands, the back foot turns, we rise. Do it slow enough that you can feel what's happening. And then we bring it back down to a plank position. Halfway to your push-up if you're taking that on. The up dog is smooth. Hips go up and back, downward facing dog. Arms are active. Look where you want to go. Step or float to the top, land light. Long spine right here. Fold. Chair pose, weight into the heels. Shoot up to stand up. Drag it to prayer. Drop your arms. Arms go straight up. Heavy in the heels for chair pose. Dive over bent knees, forward fold. Long spine to set it up. You can step, you can float. If you're floating, you land in a low push-up. Nice, Wendy. Up dog is smooth. Hips go up and back, down dog. The right foot lands, the back foot turns. Now we count on our momentum to carry us. Back down to a plank, halfway to your push-up. Up dog, peel it through. Hips go up and back, down dog. If I'm too fast, you move it your own. Left foot lands, back foot turns, rise. Hands back down, chaturanga push-up. Up dog is smooth. Hips go up and back, downward facing dog. Deep breath in. Full breath out. Arms are active and straight. Look where you want to go. Step or float, top of mat, land light. Long spine right here. Fold in half. Weights in your heels, chair pose. Shoot up to stand up, drag it to prayer. Drop your arms. Again, arms go straight up, heavy in your heels, sit way back. Dive over bent knees, forward fold. Long spine to prepare, step or float through your variation. Up dog is seamless. Hips go up and back, down dog. Right foot lands, back foot turns. Rise on your breath, warrior one. Back down we go, chaturanga push-up. Up dog, nice. Hips go up and back, down dog. The left foot lands, the back foot turns. Rise. To the floor we go, chaturanga. Up dog is smooth. Take out the push-ups if they're not working. Meet me in a downward facing dog. Let's do one more. Look where you want to go. Step or float, top of mat. Long spine, fold, chair. Make it kind of just move with ease. Shoot up to stand up, drag it to prayer, drop your arms. Arms go straight up. Heavy in your heels for chair. Dive in half, let your head go. Long spine to set it up. Step or float, vinyasa. Up dog is smooth. Hips go up and back, down dog. Now you got it. Right foot lands, back foot turns, rise, warrior one. Anchor and come up. You take your enough time. To the floor, your vinyasa. The left foot lands when you're ready. Rise. Hands back down, chaturanga. Up dog is smooth. Hips go up and back, downward facing dog. Be still in your down dog, hold and breathe. So take your heels to the left, your toes will automatically go to the right. So the right foot goes in front of the left, and then lean on your left hand like this for side plank with your feet staggered. Yep. If you need to modify, your bottom knee would drop as the modification. Yeah. I would suggest just bring your knee in a tad closer. It may be a little easier. Yep. Firm up that bottom arm and maybe the hand a tiny bit closer. The music decide to just stop. You got to play it in your head then. I don't know what is happening. Plank position. Now it's replaying. Halfway to a push-up. Up dog. Nice work. Hips go up and back, down dog. In your down dog, your heels go to the left and your toes go to the right now. So now your left foot goes in front of your right. The right hand down. If you did the wrong side, it's a very simple solution. You just go to the other side. Modify. Your knee can drop if you need to. What's happening? Jess just doesn't want to do side plank. She'll do anything to plank position. Chaturanga. Up dog, pull you through. Hips go up and back, down dog. Be still, down dog. Look where you want to go. Step or float to the top of the mat. Long spine. Fold. Chair pose. Weights in your heels. Should I just use the plug? Yeah, good idea. We're really thinking now. We'll listen to the song again. I mean, yeah, drag your hands to prayer. Inhale the breath. Hook and twist to the right. There was a day that the smoke detector went off. It was because someone blew out a candle. I just taught through it. The fire department was here and I was like, what's up? We don't stop. We just keep going. So watch that your left knee doesn't slide past your right, and that's tricky. I don't know what's happening. We're tripping. Chair pose. Chair pose. In your chair pose, float your right foot up off the ground and press up to stance. You're on your left leg and your right knee is bent in half, so it looks like this. Yep. Thanks. He's right here. You the man, but hopefully it works. Okay, take your left hand to the outside of your right thigh and peel open. If you want to take this more into a dancing Shiva, that's fine. That's grabbing the outside of your foot. Okay, you got it. I'm going to close out of it then. Thanks for the tips. Like when my son's at school, I'm totally screwed. Like the Wi-Fi goes out, I'm like sitting in the dark. Yeah. It looks like someone's listening to something. He's listening to Drake. He's interrupting my life. Pull around to center, arms up, leg up. Wrap your right thigh around your left thigh. Wrap your right arm underneath your left arm. He's totally getting the tension. Not working. Sit deep. It's okay. Eagle. Sit deeper. 3 more breaths. Unravel and stand. Mountain pose. It doesn't matter. Mountain pose. That was good, guys. Arms go straight up, heavy in your heels for chair. Sit way back into chair. Drag your hands to prayer. Inhale your breath, hook and twist towards the left. So far, I approve. I love this song. Reminds me of the show that I saw that we were in the rain. Everyone took off their clothes. Watch your right knee, Beth. There you go. Chair, pull it around. Float your left foot an inch and press to stand on your right leg. Left thigh is up at a 90-degree angle. Arms are straight up. You got it. You're just standing on your right leg. That's it. Right hand comes to the outside of the left thigh and then you peel open. You can grab the outside of your foot. That's called dancing Shiva. It's totally optional. The leg that you're standing on has to be straight. The leg that's moving forward can have as much bend. But breathe your left arm back. There you go. Nice, Danielle. Pull around to center, arms up. You got two of them. Thank God. And lift the left leg. Lift the left leg. Lift it up. Lift it up. There you go. Now wrap the left thigh around the right thigh. You got to bend your right leg in order to do it. And then wrap your left arm underneath. Yeah, Amy in the front's doing a good modification. If you can't get your foot to go all the way around, you kind of bring your big toe to the ground into the block. Sit deep though, like you're in that chair. Lift your elbows up. Yep. Relax your neck, relax your jaw, breathe. Unravel, sweep your arms big. Dive over bent knees, forward fold. Let your head go. Long spine to prepare. Step or float, vinyasa. The up dog is smooth. The hips go up and back, downward facing dog. Step your right foot smack in between your hands. Turn your back foot on a sharp angle. Cartwheel open, warrior two. If you got a fancy mat, your right foot intersects your left foot across the line. If you don't, just envision a line. Your back toes turn on a little angle, your shoulders dropping down your back. There you go. Wrap your right thigh open. And what I mean by that is think of your right knee and rolling it to the outside of your right baby toe. Relax your shoulders down your back and think of sitting in your best version of a squat. Lengthen your tailbone. Side ribs are long. So gradually what happens is your back arm starts to lose a little bit of power, right? It's just a feeling and it's very temporary. See if you can take 5 more breaths and just kind of dissolve into it. The moment we get to pause, that, you know, there's a shift. Straighten the right leg on track. Pick your distance and bring your right hand to your right shin for Trikonasana, known as triangle pose. If you need to step your back foot in because a longer triangle doesn't feel good, please make those modifications. A block to the outside of your right calf is the suggestion. Yeah, shoulders slide down the back. There's a hooking in of the side ribs, a gripping in of the inner and outer thighs. It's almost like you're moving the pant leggings up your legs if your hand is on your shin. You got it. Take your left arm and wrap it forward. Stay in triangle. There you go. Okay, so the transition here is going to be a little different. Just listen to me and you'll be fine. It's not that complicated. Look to the floor. Bring both hands to frame your front foot. Your right foot stays. Claw the mat and then slide your left foot in front. So you're just stepping to the top in the forward fold and crossing your left foot in front of your right. Have the blocks nearby. Yeah, walk your hands a little to the left here. You need a block underneath your hands. Definitely recommend that. If it's too much, just stay down the center. So it's just like a fancy forward fold, essentially, is what we're doing. Soften behind your knees, Wendy, a little bit. Yep. So you want your back leg your front leg very, very bent. The back leg needs to have a little bend too. Weight more forward if you can. There you go. Good. Walk back to center. Pause for a sec. So your right foot will stay grounded. Your right hand will come to a block, and we're going to unravel into Ardha Chandrasana, known as half moon. Focusing on your right hip, gripping it in, and just kind of slowly taking your time to peel open. Left hand can be on your hip. Yeah. And nothing's made to be perfect. So take your time and just kind of set it up from the ground up. Side body kind of opening, left arm going big, and then looking sideways. And then if you can, eventually looking up. And if it kind of takes you to the floor, it's okay. Add in whatever feels appropriate in this pose to make it count for you today. Soften behind that standing right leg, lighten the load. Lighten and step back, warrior two, please. Nice big juicy stance, warrior two. Warrior two, take a moment. Reach out and place your right hand to the instep of the right foot. Use that same block. Just kind of caddy it in there. I take mine super high these days. Yep. You get the back of your right tricep to the inside of your right arm. The left arm straight up. Or it can wrap up and forward to start. It's kind of a nice way to get in. Yeah. So from the outer blade of your left foot all the way through those left fingertips, you're reaching. Your right arm can also be on the top of the right thigh as an alternative. And then if you'd like, you could wrap your arm behind your back for a half bind if it wants to go, or a full bind if that's something that's in your practice. No pressure. If you are choosing the full bind, you want to lean back towards my voice. So there's a lift of your side right ribs, and there's some space between your stomach and your right thigh. That's it. A few more breaths. You're doing awesome. Grip your right hip in, steer your bottom ribs. Nice, Linda. Warrior two, pull it up. Power of that back arm and back leg. Warrior two, you're so happy. It's just a mindset. Take it to the floor, vinyasa, or just go to dog. Nobody cares. And then I have to remember the whole thing again. And I'm like, thank God I still do this because my memory would be really bad. Step your left foot forward, turn your back foot on a sharp angle. Let's rise open, warrior two. My husband asked me the same question 4 times this morning. And I was like, really? Really? He just answer the question. I'm like, seriously? Yes, it's age. Maybe he should go to the Drake show. He seems to stay up later than me. Sit deep. Maybe the conversation is going to continue at home. Turn your back right toes on an angle. Lengthen your tailbone. Relax your shoulders. Relax them. Yep, they carry a big load. Close your eyes and just be. Pay attention to the little things. It's easy to pay attention to the whole big pose. It's the little things that count. Roll your left thigh open. Grip your left hip in. Keep your arms powerful and straight. Straighten your left leg on track. Pick your distance and find triangle pose. Maybe your back foot needs to scoot in. Maybe a block to the outside of the calf. Soften that left knee a little. Yeah. Keep turning your left ribs, though, towards me. Yeah, and you'll be in good shape. And then feel like the opening of the heart and chest. So it's like you're in a side plank. The little lean back, but you're not in your low back, and definitely soften behind that front knee. So now keep everything and just reach your right arm forward if you can. Just your right arm is going to reach forward. That's it. This is going to help with the transition. Now you'll look to the floor, that right arm reaching forward. Both hands will frame that front foot. The left foot stays, and then you crisscross to the top of the mat. So your right foot slides in front of your left. Bring the block with you. Come to the fingertips, long spine. Exhale, fold down the center first. Check in. Keep your knees super bent. And then if you want to drift a little to the right, you crawl your hands a little to the right. I say a little because you don't really need to go too much to feel. And just pay attention that you're not bringing the weight back into your heels. The head's soft, the shoulders relaxed. Good, come back to center. So the left foot's gonna stay grounded and you're gonna unravel from here to Ardha. Yep. Pick a distance with the block. Sometimes it works out, sometimes not so much. Yeah. There you go. Think of Ardha like a big yawn. Like a big yawn. Yeah. Yeah, definitely use the block. Bringing the floor up to you definitely makes the pose a little bit more doable. Side ribs long. Add in whatever feels good and be consistent. So if you did it on the right, you want to stay consistent on the left, vice versa. Sometimes it's just becoming more aware, and that's where you're adding on. If you added anything fun, just release into regular Ardha. And then focus on softening your front leg and make a very light step and maybe 3 steps to get back. Find warrior 2. Take a second to find the warrior 2, sit deep, soften the shoulders, and then reach out and place your hand on the instep of the foot, or maybe you opted for arm to the top of the thigh. That's the modified extended side. Pick the distance for the block, the height of the block. Back of the left tricep, kind of caddies in there. Right arm can stay straight up or it could wrap up and forward to start, which is kind of a nice little add-on here. So the whole right side of the body is getting longer. Soften the left shoulder, take the right ribs back and the left ribs, turn them. And then reach behind your back and add in any binds if you're taking them on. Keep bending, keep sitting into that front thigh. The crown of the head is moving over the front foot. You're creating a nice hip opener and a nice back bend. It's a double whammy. 3 more breaths wherever you're at. Try not to fight it, just be with it. Exhale breath's gonna bring you back up, warrior 2. Feet are grounding. Take it to the floor through a vinyasa of choice. The up dog is very, very smooth. You wanna make sure you stay long in your legs. Yeah, hips go up and back, down dog. Stay with me, guys. One more little standing sequence. All right, I'll get you the floor, I promise. Right foot forward, back foot turns, warrior 1. Let's start like this, warrior 1. So this is grounding right here. So be grounded in the pose. Now, anywhere you want your arms, you want to lean your torso forward and we're going to fly into warrior 3. Yeah. So the back heel lifts and maybe your balance feels off today. You have to use blocks at the top of the mat. Totally fine. Hands can be alongside your body. They can be forward. They can be in prayer. But what we're looking for is the whole body pivoted towards the ground. So the hips are neutral. Soften the right knee. And the heart lift a little higher than the rest of the body. There you go. Hands to prayer if they're not. Left hand to the floor or a block is recommended. Right hand to the flat part of your back. This is twisting Ardha Chandrasana. Twisting triangle if you're fighting an injury or this doesn't feel good is the alternative. Yep. So when you have your hand on the flat part of the back, that's giving you information. Like, am I neutral enough to take my arm up? Some days you are, some days you aren't. Lift from your inner thigh. Flex the back foot. Soften the right knee, Nikki. Look sideways, look up. You got this. Grip your hips in. Right hand to the floor, pause. Giant step back into a low lunge. High lunge if it's available, or drop your back knee if you need to. Hands to prayer. Lean out, hook and twist. You knew it was coming. I mean, it's the only thing left. It's like a packing list. Yeah, check. check, check. Okay. Grip your right hip in, zip up your inner thighs, look sideways, look up. Try not to look back because that's going to round us. Open up your arms if you want, if that feels good, or just stay. Nice, Linda. And the moment you want to give up, stay for 2 more breaths. Hands to frame your front foot. Step back, down dog. Down dog. Yeah, just go to a dog. Step the left foot forward, turn your back foot sharp. Rise, warrior one. Come up, get grounded first. Don't think about the last pose in the sequence. Just think about being here. Yeah, we have a tendency of getting ahead of ourselves. I have to go there. No, I have to do all this first. So yeah, anywhere you want your arms. So think you want to lead with your chest. So dip forward a little with your chest, and then you pivot forward, warrior three. And maybe the hands are on blocks. The blocks can be up high. The idea is that your eyes of the shoulders are lifted a little higher than everything else. There you go. You okay, Amy? Soften the left knee, Jode. You got it. Hands to prayer if they're not already there. Pause. Right hand to the floor or block. Left palm to the flat part of your back first. Look sideways, lift from your inner right thigh, and begin to peel open revolved Ardha Chandrasana or twisting triangle. That's great. So the back leg starts to get sad in the pose. Fire up that quadricep, that glute, that hamstring. Lift from your inner thigh, look sideways and twist. Two more. Left hand down, pause. Giant step back, crescent lunge. Get your alignment first and then come up with control. High lunge, crescent lunge. Drop your back knee if you need to. Drag your hands to prayer. So the trick with this pose is if you lean forward like you're going to go back to warrior three, but don't, and then you take the twist, you're going to get the length. So create more length, Amy P, if you can. Back leg longer, longer, longer. And then get in there. Hook in that left hip. Yep. So if your back's ever really sore, there's always the option here to not hook. You just kind of air twist. Bring more weight forward. Get the crown of the head to line up with that back heel, and let's twist. Here we go. Last little bit. All right, different transition. Hands to frame your front foot, pause. Straighten your left leg and come down the center towards me. So you're going to pivot for a wide straddle. Yeah, it's going to feel really good. Come to the fingertips, long spine, and then walk your hands in to make them like little chaturanga arms and fold down the center. There's a zillion different modifications and variations of this particular pose. So if there's something that you would prefer to do, if you want to go upside down, because that's something in your practice, this is the time to do it. For me personally, that was like a decade ago. So hands on the floor, feet on the floor, you're in good shape. You're still doing an inversion. Nice. Spark up those feet. And it's like you're standing up tall if you're upside down. Nice, Jay. If you went up, you can split your legs apart slow. And you'll come back down and meet the rest of the group. Everybody come to the fingertips, long spine. Yep. Walk your hands around to your left foot to just stay low to the ground. Peel your right heel up. Step to a down dog. Downward facing dog. With your toes curled under from down dog, just peel to an up dog. With your toes curled under though. Up dog, with your toes curled under. Yep, it's different. Rebend the elbows, chaturanga like this. Then plank position. Hips go up and back, downward facing dog. Good work. Slide your right knee forward for a half pigeon. Yep. Half pigeon, fold forward. So it's easy at this point to kind of check out, like you know you're nearing the end of the class, but you should check back in and just be present for a little bit more time for yourself. If this does not work for you, please let me know. There's a bunch of different options if you're feeling too much somewhere. If you can let your head drop, that definitely creates a different element in the pose. Okay, a little cramp in the calf. All right, let's have a little fun. Why not, right? It's Friday. Come up nice and slow. Okay, lean on your right side, sweep your left leg forward like a little baby tree. You might need to open your right hip a little. Bring your arms up and fold over your left leg. I taught this last week. Yep, you fold over your left leg. I think it feels really good. So take the right side of your body more down towards that left thigh. Yeah. Good. You're going to peel yourself up and you're going to bring your right hand behind you. Fingers are going to face towards the back edge of the mat and you're going to lift up into sail pose. Yep. If you can get your left foot flush to the ground, that's great. If you can't, don't force it. Good. You're going to exhale the breath. You're going to lower down. Once you get your bum to the ground, you're going to fold again over that left leg. So we're going to repeat a few times. We'll peel ourselves back up, right hand behind your back, and then the left arm reaches up and back into that sail. Lower back down. One more time. Fold over that leg. Come back up, right hand behind you, sail. Exhale the breath, lower the bum. This time you're going to bring your feet down on the ground. Feet down on the ground. Bend your knees. Grab your sides of your feet and lift up into a supported Navasana. So the sides of the feet. Yep. The legs are moving forward. There you go. And if you can't grab the sides of your feet, you A, either bend your knees. You B, legs forward though. Don't split them apart. You can also just grab behind your thighs. Let go of your feet, reach your arms forward for a breath. You got it. Cross your ankles, step or float through one last variation of a vinyasa. Pull yourself to the up dog. Hips go up and back, down dog. Breathe your left leg forward for a half pigeon. Left side, here we go. And fold. And so whatever your experience was with your right, it has nothing to do with this side. It feels shaking. Right? Do you feel that? Do you feel shaking? Feels like an earthquake. I don't know. That was weird. Are we going to be on the news? Earthquake in New Jersey. Yoga studio doesn't flinch. They have their game face on. Fire department shows up. They don't flinch. Music doesn't work. Doesn't matter. My son came home from track practice. He's like, Mom, I'm good at running in the elements. I was like, I'm so glad that you feel that way. Like, he's like, it could snow, it could rain, it could thunder, it could lightning. I'm still going to run. Go in a little deeper. 5 more breaths. Enjoy it. So come up nice and slow, use your breath. As you arrive upright, lean on your left side, swing your right leg forward. So for the first one, I recommend opening up your left hip a little bit, and then that way your arms can come up and you can kind of go down the center. And if you can't grab your foot, just kind of drape down. And you want to peel the right ribs back and the left ribs forward on this side. Yeah. Good. So you'll bring yourself up, and this time it's the right hand behind, left hand behind your back, excuse me, and the right arm comes up, and you press up. It's kind of cross between a back bend and a side plank. And then lower back down, and you refold over that right leg. And then we come back up, the hand goes behind you, and you peel it open, reverse. Lower back down and fold. And then lift back up and take it back to a back bend one more time. Move on the breath. Lower back down, steer the feet forward, knees elevated. Hook the big toes this time and lift up. Big toes hook. Your knees can be bent, shoulders down the back. Yep, legs forward or grab behind the thighs. Good, reach your arms forward. And then lower to a low boat. Hands can go behind the head if it's too much. Lower back spreads. There you go. Low boat, low boat. You're hovering. Lower back spreading. Neck is neutral. Really nice. Lower all the way down. Bend your knees, lift your hips, bridge pose. Now, I've been teaching bridge now for a while with 2 blocks. You can slide one under each foot. It's a really nice way to do it. You could take supported bridge, block underneath your lower back. That's more of a traditional type of modification. Or regular bridge, clasp the hands. There will be an option to go to full wheel, but first start here. This may be where you stay for today's practice. It's a sweet spot. There's a lift of the tailbone to the back of the knees is what we're aiming for, and a little back bend happening in those upper shoulder blades. Stay here. If you feel like you want to carry on more, flip the palms and pop yourself up into a full wheel. There's no pressure. It's not for everyone in their practice. So just stay in the bridge. If you're getting more, steer your feet forward. Nice. Exhale your breath. If you're up in a full wheel, tuck your chin, come down with control. Hug your knees in towards your chest, everybody. Give them a big, big, juicy squeeze. Move the block out of the way. Forgot to tell you that. Grab the sides of your feet for happy baby. Yeah, happy baby. Good. And then hug your knees in towards your chest and just drop them over to the right for a simple twist. I'll steal it now. Freedom. Seems to be open. Lisa's texting you. She was just texting me. Come up to center, drop the knees to the left, upper body a little to the right. Come up to center. One last little squeeze. And you're going to find your way into Shavasana right now. Complete rest. Complete rest to Shavasana. Make yourself comfortable. All the work now is done. This is the master pose. This is the hardest one I know. Yep. So allow yourself to just drop down for the next minute or two. Complete stillness. It's a true gift. If you enjoy finishing your practice in a laying position, just ignore me. If you need to come back to life, take a deep breath in. Take a loud exhale breath out. Bring the arms up over the top of the head. Reach from fingertips to toes. Hug your knees softly in towards your chest. Give them a big, juicy squeeze. And you can rock up any way that feels appropriate in your body. Just sit up and see if you can keep your eyes closed for the final few moments. Let the shoulders drop down the back. Sit up nice and tall. Bring the hands to prayer. Lift the prayer up to the third eye. Bow the head. Lift the head, open the eyes. Namaste. Go out there, have an awesome afternoon. I believe that was an earthquake because my son just texted me from school. Yeah, I wasn't, he just said, how is the house? Well, I'm not home at the house. So we can go home. Maybe we're on the news. That you were deep.